Good evening, and I must say Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome back. We are back in fine style, another edition of Cop Talk. Yeah, man, I hope all you had a great festive season, well refreshed, and well looking forward to a good 2025. Yeah, so we're going to say good evening, Mr. Creds. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How's everyone? Happy New Year and all of that good stuff.
Yeah,
Started
man.
off well, kind of.
Nice to have you back on board, bro.
Yeah, when I can get in, then yeah.
Yeah, because this guy's always jet sitting around the world. That's all you ever see is pictures from somewhere in the sun. You know what I mean? That's all you ever see, this guy. Trust me. Always jet sitting around the world, man. Stony, my brother, how are we doing?
I'm good. I feel a little bit left out at the moment. I see both of you guys have got scarves. I got a scarf. So you know what? When there's a pause, so when RT's speaking and when Credible's speaking, I'm gonna have to go and draw for my scarf. So at least I really then feel part of the panel. But I'm good. As he said, the new year has presented itself to us. There's been a few games that have taken place, and we're settled. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot to speak about in this week's edition of Cop Talk.
Yeah, man, we will definitely be skimming over them past games, but the most recent two is what we're definitely going to delve into and pick the bones out of, most definitely. Here he is himself, Mr. CW, the original man of comedy. He's here, mate. I tell you, be prepared for some great one-liners, people. He's just warming up. Nice to have you back on board, CW, mate. So we can talk about, we quickly have a little skim with Tottenham, 6-3. Mad game.
Yes.
Mad game. Goals galore. Like, jeez. It's like we don't like to do things easy, do we, man? Like, we're coasting in the game
and then we let in what 2, 3. Yeah. I mean, that was the thing I was disappointed about. But yeah, going forward, like that first half, and yeah, it was. See, this is where Trent, you can say, all right, yeah, you're putting those balls in, yeah, get that contract that you want. But yeah, we won't talk about the recent ones yet.
Yeah, well, that's another one, man. And what did you think of that game, Stoney?
Do you know? I think what was quite interesting. I've got two of my close friends who are Spurs supporters. One of them on the Paxton Road.
Oh yeah,
show with the crew and everything like that. And I think, even though we ended up winning that game 6-3, my only concern is that it just seemed to be so open. I know we're going to come to the game with Manchester United later on in the show, but at this stage, I'm just a little bit disheartened that we allow opposition teams to allow us to play in an open manner. So for the neutrals, for everybody else, it'd have been brilliant. Diaz got a brace. I think Callister was scored. I think Salah got a brace that game, and I think Dominic as well. But the game was just too open for me, RT. I think like I'm too old for my chest to be like beating that hard. Yeah, we had 21, 24 shots or whatever we had on goal, but I don't need that type of entertainment. The thing which is quite interesting is Ange likes playing a high line. He likes playing open, expansive football. And you know that Tottenham are not going to keep a clean sheet. We know the deal, right? So why are we then going down to what's the new Tottenham? So it ain't even White Hart Lane no more. I don't even know that the stadium up in Tottenham, the United Stadium. I don't even know what it's called. Why are we going down there to play open football when we know what Tottenham are going to do anyway? I'm not saying we should have gone there to lock up shop, but yeah, I didn't need that on my chest, RT, in all honesty. I really didn't. But yeah, I think it was one of those, and it was quite interesting. I know we're going to come to the more recent game. I think Solanke scored that game, and I think Maddison scored that game, and I think Kulusevski scored that game. Someone in the comments remind me. Yeah, with that as well. But yeah, for me, collectively, that I can recall, the game was just too open, and I didn't think it needed to be that open. That was my concern.
Yeah, I think you're right. Knowing how they play, like you said, with a high line, we could have just picked them off.
Yeah.
Compact and just pick them off because they're gonna come. They're an attacking team as well. We just pick them off.
And you know the other side of that game that I recall as well, I think they played So that I think they would have played the same centre back pairing that they would have played when we played them recently for the Archie Gray
Dragosin.
and Dragosin. Is Dragosin the player from Romania? Is that correct? Romanian,
I think he might be. Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So they play the same thing. So even that, and I'm not, questioning, anybody for their age or anything, because I think Archie Gray is quite a tidy centre back as well. But there were opportunities for us to actually have played, I think, a little bit more solid. I think Allison came back in that game after Gallagher had been playing in goal for us for a period of time, and Gomez retained the partnership with Van Dijk. But yeah, we just seem to open Artie, and it's one of those things as well. Maybe nitpicking, and I probably shouldn't be because we got the result. But yeah, we don't need to open this.
Nah, man. You know what? It's always good to try and keep clean sheets and that, man. I don't think it's nitpicking for real. You know what I mean? Really and truly, letting in 3 goals like that. It's not good, man.
Yeah, that complacency that came in just because we're up. You know what I mean? It was Macca that just weren't paying attention. Yeah.
You need to keep your foot on the neck, man. You understand? That's what you need to do. CW says that, we should have won that 6-0, never mind 6-3. Always been dodgy at Spurs in recent times, so happy it was a win at this time. It's Tottenham Hotspur Stadium now.
Yeah, and you know what's quite interesting about that game as well, RT? Ben, oh god, no, it's not Ben Foster. Forster played in goal for them, right?
Yeah.
And I'm saying, as I said on previous shows, at an angle with a bit of sunshine, I'm about 6'7", right? So Forster, considering that I'm not saying, I don't even recall whether he's actually been a first team goalie, because I know he played up in a period of time up in Celtic. He's come back to Tottenham. He is not a good goalkeeper.
No,
so even though he's not a good goalkeeper, he's not a good goalkeeper at all. So even though we breached them 6 times, I think we could have actually scored more. But I also think we could have defended a little bit better as well. Maybe in my head, I'm going back to when Van Dijk and Gomez had their partnership way back when. And maybe I'm in denial here, right? Maybe I'm thinking that Gomez is still able to perform at that level. But yeah, I just think we were cut open a little bit too easy. And
no, I don't think
we're much better than that.
To be honest, because Gomez is he was starting to get back that kind of form and looking smooth, and then he got injured. He was looking decent, man. I'm telling you. So
I'd agree with that. I
don't know what's happened. Oh, here we go. Here goes Chris. Here we go. Great to see a credible addition to the show. Here we go. I knew it wouldn't be long.
Good one, Chris. Good one.
People, hit that like, that share, and subscribe. Yeah, do remember that. Hit that like, that share, subscribe. Okay. Over that period, who else did we play over that period? Over that festive period, we had.
So was that before or after Tottenham?
Around that period, around the festive period.
God, I can't remember. When did we play to Artie? You're just reaching. Oh, we played. So Tottenham was before Christmas, wasn't it? We had Ruth Van Nistelrooy. Who's he gone to?
Leicester. That's it.
So we're at home to Leicester, and we won. I think we won 3-1 that. Yeah, we won 3-1 that game, which is interesting. And I'll say
they scored first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
early. Wasn't worried, but
Jordan Ayew of all people.
I mean, my Ghanaian brother, but I weren't pleased.
Nah, you know what? Like you said though, I wasn't worried. I was like, all right, cool, don't worry, it's all right. Yeah, man, we'll hold you lot. Yeah, so that was another 3 points in the bag. And then okay, let's move on now. Then we get to the big derby. You know, you think to yourself, catch them at a bad time, but like I did say, they're always going to raise their game for us. That's their cup final. They're going to raise their game for us, which they did, which is fair enough. You raised your game for us. But what I'm disappointed is we didn't raise our game for them.
At all.
And you know, Artie, you know what's so good about that, what you're mentioning? Like, I had so much conversations in different groups. I was almost flipping it on the other side, and I'm thinking, well, how on and like you've mentioned already, derby games, the results can go either way, right? So I'm wondering if for Manchester United's new manager, he's now thinking the levels of motivation and commitment for some of those players. So I'm thinking in my own head, why was it those players were able to raise their game for us in that derby game? And bearing in mind, even though it was a draw, personally, I still feel like it was a loss. That's just my opinion. I'm just saying how I felt. All right.
Stoney, stick a pin right there. Because what I was saying, I said out after the game to a lot of my friends and a lot of groups was Man United fans and that, and the manager should feel cheated that all of a sudden you lot can raise your game when it comes to Liverpool, but when you're playing all these other teams, where's that performance? That's a disgrace, man.
Yeah, 100%.
That is a disgrace.
They were playing out the park, you know. Fernandez.
And one of the players I hate the most, and
yeah,
he had a boss
definitely true. So I think even for me,
that pitch, just couldn't stand it.
Fernandez was running things.
Yeah, 100%.
He was, and he shouldn't have. We were up against the
Ugarte and
Mainu, but which is interesting, and I probably have to give it to Mainu as well, right? Hurts me to say it. I like Mainu. He's a good player, and the games that he's actually played against Liverpool, he's actually definitely represented. My main thing with that game, I was thinking they played the back three that game. So listen, credit to Maguire, Manchester United in the squad, and whatever's happening at Man United, lots of managers have put him to the side. Whatever levels of resilience that this gentleman has got, he's shown that he's going to remain there. So we had probably the three slowest centre backs, in my opinion, we had in the league. De Ligt is not the one. Maguire is not the one. And Martinez is not the one. So we were up against three slow defenders. And for some unknown reason, I don't know. Like Artie, I watched that game back 3 times. I almost felt we were playing the game Manchester United wanted us to play. So similar to that Tottenham game that you mentioned where it was 6-3. It was open, it was expansive. The space between our players were just too wide, and we were being breached. And I thought for myself, we were being breached not because of the tactics for the new manager in the place Manchester United, but due to the frailties from us. And once again, it may be me just trying to be a little bit overcritical here, but I think we played the game Manchester United wanted us to play, as opposed to what they thought we were going to come with. I think Ahmad is actually having quite a good season personally. But when you've got, and I'm going to use this word, I don't mind if anybody's tuning in from that support Man United, you've got a £72 million Duffus playing up front in Hoyland, and you're making this brother play like he's like prime Christian Vieri or one of them Adriano, all of those amazing forwards for Inter Milan, and that's why I was a little bit disheartened. So yeah, not a good place against Man United. But Artie, even though it was 2-2, it felt like a loss.
How did you see that, Preds?
Yeah, it was it was a lot of space. You could see it looked like they were just overloading us in midfield, and I was wondering how are they making that happen? They're just pulling our players out of position, and we were falling for it every time. And it just seemed like we were playing to their tune. Obviously, the emphasis is on Trent. I mean, yes, bad game. I mean, I was saying like
you're being very nice.
Look, he was getting cooked from, I don't know, 10 minutes in or whatever. Like just down that side, they were just overloading him, and it looked like it almost looked like because Konate was back, maybe he thought, you know what, I'm all right if I move out of position or whatever, because I've got more protection behind me rather than normal kind of thing. But it just was not happening, and you could see him just jogging back. it weren't on. It weren't on. So no matter what anyone says, all right, the contract situation is going to affect him in the game, but before the game, after the game, and even if you like misplace a pass, he's probably thinking, oh, damn, in his head, oh, what the fans thinking. And obviously you start getting the groans or whatever. So that stuff's going to affect him as well. So he had a terrible game. Let's face it, terrible game.
He definitely did. All right, yeah. Chris just reminded us that we also won 5-0 at West Ham. But you know what? I remember that we didn't want to mention that because it's West Ham, man. They didn't say that. I'm not worried about that.
And you know what? One thing that's quite interesting about the Manchester United game as well. And I'm not nitpicking here because both of the games came over on the right hand side of play for us, but Martinez and Ahmed's goals, the force in which they dispatched those shots there against Alisson. I'm just saying, it's just my personal opinion. He weren't stopping those, you know.
No one was, that
Martinez hit it like he was hitting it for his
wanted
children.
To burst the net, bro.
Yeah, his children and extended family. And so
even though he wanted to burst the net, man, he clarted that. Trust me.
And so did I, man, because when I was looking back at the game, I was trying to find like frailties. And you know, sometimes it hurts me to say it. Sometimes you have to say they got into spaces and them goals were finished with like seriousness. So it hurts. But as you said, it just feels like it was a lost party. I don't know.
I hear that. Gonna send a big shout goes out to Mr. B, Stoney's brother, and a Man United fan at that. But, you know, I can't knock him because you know what he does now and again. Pop his head on the show. Doesn't matter who we've played. So yeah, I will give him that, man. Happy New Year, Mr. B. And he is people's from the Man United Agenda, which is a sister channel to our channel. Yeah. So big shouts goes out to Mr. B, Zacchaeus Forbes, and all the rest of the man. Them big shouts goes out to you, my bro. As much as United won at City, that should have been a warning to our players. As much as that game was awful, United still won that game. It's another one, they raised themselves to. And another point I was going to bring up, which is very true, relieved that it was Maguire on the end of that chance.
Yo.
When the ball came across, my heart started to sink, and I looked and I saw it was Maguire, and I was on the edge of my seat thinking, oh, we got hope here. Oh, yeah, I knew it.
But do you know what's quite amazing? What was quite interesting about the opportunity, RT, and it is good, like we can play a lot of humour in it. I wonder if in Maguire's head, and we've all played football. I know RT, you've played at a really high level, and you obviously manage at a high level as well. I wonder if Maguire in his own head had already thought that he'd scored already when that the ball came through, because you see all of the teething problems he's had with the Man United supporters and XYZ. I believe if he had scored that goal, the slate would have been wiped clean enough.
Yeah.
You scored a winner against Liverpool at Anfield.
Yeah.
So you're a hero forever, bro. Forever in their eyes. But yeah, it wasn't to be, mate. It wasn't to be. And a good point here by CW as well. Yeah, we've missed Szoboszlai in recent games. Even though a lot of people have been saying that, you know what, he hasn't been assisting or scoring goals or whatever. You've seen that other parts of his games are now being missed, man.
Yeah.
Because you know what,
legs and getting around the pitch.
What's quite interesting in that in the new position that he's playing for Liverpool in the 4-2-3-1 with him playing in that ambush behind the forward. Even for Hungary, he hasn't actually played in that position. So he usually plays, probably a little bit deeper for Hungary, or sometimes, or occasionally he's played over on the left-hand side, even though the system's actually set up. So there's lots of things that I'm thinking about Dominic that I kind of appreciate as well, is he's almost showing that he's also a team player. So his assists and goals output could have been more at a high level. But I also think that he's probably functioning the same as McAllister, and he's saying, you know what, I may not be the top guy, but I'm going to make sure I'm functioning effectively in how our manager wants us to play. So I'm happy in that position. And you know what's quite interesting as well, Artie? It almost seems like it's only 2 players so far that have played in that position behind the forward. So if it's not Dominic, then it's Curtis Jones.
Yeah.
So it's almost saying, well, they, you know, going back to what I was saying, they may not get the assist or goal output, but they're almost getting the assist before the assist, and they're still functioning as a team. So I'm still happy with how Dominic's functioning there, and I think it's a credit to him that he's showing that he's still able to develop his game as well. So yeah, I'm happy with him anyway. This is my personal opinion.
Gonna say a big good evening goes out to Mr. Foster. Nice to have you on board, sir. See Mr. Foster for a little while. Happy New Year to you, my bro. So that was Man United. So hold on, that was what? Gakpo and Salah.
Yep, Gakpo's Salah.
Yes.
With a cracker.
Yeah.
Cracking goal from Gakpo, I must say. Cracking goal. And of course, when you get a pen, probably put your house on it, you know what I mean? Or Mo Salah, Mr. Dependable. Oh yeah, then also Bradley could have had a chance near the end as well.
Yeah, that's correct.
Shot, yeah.
And yeah, thank you. And you know what's been quite interesting to see as well, Artie, is the way that Arne Slot is making the adjustment to how Luis Diaz is playing as well. So primarily under Klopp, Diaz was playing on the left-hand side, and that's where he usually plays when he plays for Colombia. I kind of like him as being that main guy up front. You know, he offers us something completely different.
Yeah.
I feel excited when he's playing there. I feel like there's going to be some form of outcome, and yeah, I kind of like him being there actually. So it once again it makes me go back, and I know we've mentioned it on previous shows how Nunes functions in Liverpool's squad moving forward. But the way that Diaz is playing up there and Gakpo playing on the left, it just feels nice at the moment, and it just seems to work. So yeah.
Massive shout goes to Happy New Year to you, Big Teach. Nice to have you on board, sir. Big Teach says, "Turn on the heat." I'm not cold, I Teach. I'm just representing. I ain't cold, bro. I'm just representing. You get me?
I've got a fire in the back. Even I am.
Man, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Trust me, I'm good. Can't lie. Love Gary Neville's reaction to Maguire miss. It was exactly the replica of Luke Skywalker finding at the Darth Vader. Yeah, absolute brilliant stuff. Kanate has straps in his knee when he played the United game as well.
Yeah.
I was a bit worried about that actually, thinking to myself, you know what? First game back and you just threw him straight in. I thought he might have been on the bench or something. Threw him straight in, but what I must say, you know what? This guy, man, I'm not surprised that he's been given a new contract at all. Not surprised. And a lot of people have still been saying about this guy, I'm not happy with him still. But you know what? Thank you, CW. Gakpo's been an unsung hero. He scored plenty of goals for us this season. I'm telling you. And I don't understand what people are looking. I think what they're looking at is they must be looking at him like an old school winger and wanting to just be roasted at the fullback all the time. The game's evolved, man. It's not always about that. If you notice, people cut inside now and bang it top bins, bro.
Yeah.
And he's been doing that. He has been doing that. I'm telling you, he has been saving us quite a few times.
I'm so glad that's been raised, Artie, and thanks Chris Welsh for actually mentioning that as well, because even with that,
and that's the thing,
yeah, I know a lot of us play fantasy league, and it's one of those things I was mentioning as well. I think Gakpo's price was 7.5, and he's put down as being a forward. And it's interesting to see the way that, and I've just mentioned about the previous player, Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz is that guy. But if you're looking as output in terms of numbers for being assists and scoring, Gakpo is that person. And I like the way that he functions on the left. And sometimes he's actually played as the actual striker, similar to how he was with Ruud van Nistelrooy when he was at PSV. I really like Gakpo listen, he's a man of peace. I love the way that he's developing himself. He seems quite humble. He wants to learn.
Yeah.
And yeah, similar what you were saying as well, Artie and Chris Welsh. I just was happy. For me, he's a guy similar to Ryan. He's a guy in form at the moment, man. We're very, very, very happy with his development.
Are you happy with him, Creds?
Yeah, and it's almost like that's kind of the reason why Diaz is in the central role as well, because you want them both in the team, right? But so operates better on the left than he does in the center.
So,
yeah,
of course.
Yeah, and
you know what? To be fair, we've been getting more output out of him on the left than Diaz.
Yeah.
So it's only fair that he gets that starting berth, to me, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely. He's in form. He's banging form. I mean, yeah, as you said, Stoney, like Diaz in the center, though. Yeah, he does remind us a little bit of the Firmino, who can link up play, do something that you just don't expect. So yeah, I do like him in the center. We all know we ain't got much else to replace him in the center.
But you know what I noticed about him though, because he's not a natural, he tends to drift back out to the left quite a bit. So sometimes when you look in there, he's not in the center. There's no one there.
Yeah,
that's because he's not a natural.
Yeah, but I wonder then how that works to the system in which we play as well, RT, because as you said, sometimes he pulls over to the left. I wonder if then that poses questions on the defenders themselves, because they're thinking when he doesn't remain centrally, does one or two defenders stay with him, or do they push that responsibility over to the right back to allow them to pick up Luis Diaz? And I think, like what you were saying, because he's got such good intelligence and maybe his primary position is over on the left, then it opens up more opportunities for Salah then, or any of our midfield players. And we mentioned whether it's going to be Dominic or whether it's Gakpo, then to advance in offensive positions. But you're right, either way, I don't know the tactical approach, but it's just something that seems to be working quite good when Diaz plays up there.
So, London Vets Ballers, nice of you to join us. Happy New Year goes out to you, my bro. Why don't Liverpool play Mac as the 10 and put Endo and Grab as the DMs?
Okay. That's a really good question. And you know, the only thing I'll say, London Baller Vets, watch this. So against Tottenham, when Kwanzaa had to come off, and this is credit to the experience of Endo, by the way. So Endo started in at centre back for us, right? And then Endo then moved into midfield. I'm happy that we purchased Endo. I probably see more of a squad player, but watch this. At the moment, Ryan is probably playing more of our deep line midfielder as a number 6. Endo at this current moment is not able to break the lines for that deep line partnership with Endo. Deep line midfield partnership with Ryan. So then if we're playing Mac 10 higher up, I still think we were a question mark with the partnership against Ryan. It will be good to see whether they may play Ryan and Endo as the two midfielders against Accrington Stanley. I can't see it. But I think at the moment, I'm not too sure how Endo actually fits in Liverpool. It will be interesting to see Mac 10 playing further forward, because he has actually played in that position for Argentina. So that's actually a good shout there. That's a good shout. Or you know what? He could all play Ryan in Ryan's current position, Dominic a little bit deeper, and then Mac 10 in front.
Yes,
he could, but my thing is this: I don't think that Endo fits into how Slot wants to play ball. Endo is a destroyer, but he's not the techers guy.
Yeah, when he's got the ball, it's a side. Right. You're not breaking. You're not breaking
exactly.
it. Side or back.
Exactly. And this is reason why I feel that he's not getting that much game time. You understand? So I feel that's the issue, and probably that's why he doesn't play him like that, to be fair.
But then talking about people that don't get game time, we've got Elliot there. What's going on?
Yeah. Well, I'm the last report I saw today now is that he's not happy now. I might be looking to go somewhere else and get some footy.
But what's your right though? Even with that RT, he's only recently come back from injury, right? So it'll be like, as he said, we got Accrington Stanley coming up. Will he play that game to get game time? I wonder if he's in the same position as Chiesa, because neither of them have got game time at the moment. But I suppose we'll just have to watch his space. If he's upset, he's upset. But I hope that his response is to say, well, he does whatever he needs to do on the training ground to force himself into play. But this is, I'm going to do a little remix and a flip on this, right? If Harvey Elliott wishes to displace any of Liverpool's current starting lineup, and this is my question to you, RT, and to you, Credible, as well. Whose place is he taking? So if Harvey Elliott needs to force his position to come back into the Liverpool squad or starting 11, whose place is he taking? And that's posed to Credible and then to you, RT.
All right. Right now, I'd say, all right, with that squad that we had against Man U and against Spurs, I would take out Jones. Just from his form in the last two games or so, 2-3 games. It hasn't been up to the standard that he's hit this season. I find that he's kind of gone back to his slow pace of making his decision of what he wants to do. But yeah, he'd be the man that he needs to. I'd be looking at him and saying, you know what, I'm coming for your space. I'm coming for your space.
Yep. Nah, different. Listen, for me, I'd say the same thing. Jones as well. Jones has been off the ball in these past 2 games. He was dire. Yesterday for me. It was terrible. Really, really poor, man. He was one of the worst for me. Definitely that, and that's what I'm saying. All of that, like everybody else could see it in my groups. Where my phone was going nuts. Everyone cussing Jones, and the manager didn't take him off at that time. Like, come on, man, come on. He really needed to go early.
What are we expecting from Jones, though, RT? What do you reckon we're expecting from him?
It's to stop feel up the ball so much, bro. Wipe some of that super glue off your boots, bro. Man wants to play like it's playground football, like it's you alone in the game. Or I must have 4 touches before I pass the ball. No. You know how much moves he killed? You know, there was a couple of times as well. You know who was fuming? Was Tsimikas. He made that 40-yard burst, gone clean, and Jones has taken 2-3 touches and then turned the other way to the right side. And you see my man Tsimikas, if all he had to do is roll him in, and he's basically free to put the ball into the box.
Yeah,
killing the game.
It's hard, isn't it?
The game.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna get bashed by saying this, and I don't mind saying it. I actually like Jones.
Motaz is very quiet recently. I haven't heard him going on about Salah. Very true. Every week, my man used to come on trolling Salah, but we need to sell him, need to get rid. I ain't heard from him in a hot minute.
Salah's numbers are nice, man.
Yeah. And yep, we need to sell Darwin.
But the question is, London Vets Ballers. I'm just gonna present that question to you. So let's sell Darwin. If we sell Darwin, what fee do you reckon we'd be in a position to receive for him? I know we're going to take a loss, but what fee do you reckon we'll pay? 40 mil. Fullbacks can get sold bought for 40 mil. Wow.
Yeah.
40 mil.
85 in total.
40 mil.
Yeah, it'd be a 30 to 40.
Yeah, man. Wow. 30 to 40 mil. I'll take that. And just add to that, and then go and get Isak.
Yeah,
but isn't that what Chelsea bought for Sancho? 25 mil. Is Darwin on Sancho's level? Is that what you're saying to me? We can get more money than that, you know. This is just a query. 25 mil for Sancho. I think we can get more money than that.
You think we can get more?
See? Yeah. Goodness gracious, definitely more. 25, more than 25 mil for Darwin Núñez.
No, I didn't say 25 mil. I said 40.
40. I reckon we can get more than 40 mil for Darwin.
No chance.
We'd be lucky.
No,
chance.
Let him
Hold
score a
on,
worldie.
hold on. Let me put a question to
Score a
you.
worldie and then put him on the
Would
transfer.
you pay 40 million for him?
What
After
do you
you've
mean?
watched him, and would you pay 40 million for him?
Bro, if I had 40 mil, I'm not buying no football players. You know? Me and my family's nice in the West Indies.
No, I'm talking you as a football manager.
I'm just saying
No,
that.
you're a manager at a club. You're a manager at a club. You need a striker. You inquire about Nunes because you know it's not going well for the thing, and they come and tell you 40 million.
There's lots of play. All right, so watch this. I'm going to say yes. You're going to laugh at me, but just hear me out. Right, watch this. I would say yes. Watch this, all right? West Ham, Southampton, Everton. I think Newcastle will be happy to do an exchange there. Man
You
United.
see my eyes?
No,
You
no,
watch my eyes,
joking. No, do you know what? I believe there's a lot of Premiership teams that have 40 million pounds, 40 mil, that they would give us for Nunes. And I'm just giving a prime example. Everybody laugh at me if you want to. Potter's just been appointed at West Ham. West Ham have no forwards. If West Ham came in for a bid for 50 million pounds for Darwin Nunes, I would personally drive it. I would personally go up to Liverpool and drive him down to West Ham. And I don't even have a drive.
So would I.
Yeah,
Illegal driving.
It ain't happening.
I can see why they probably would, because they know that one is in the Premiership, kind of proven he can't score. But
this is my point. They need goals. They need a goal scorer. Right now, he's not a goal scorer.
Yeah.
But watch this. Look how many other teams in the Premiership have forwards or strikers that don't score, and they're not on Darwin Nunes' level.
Yeah, they don't even get
he can do
position.
that. So I still believe we can get 50 mil for him.
I can't see it, bro. Man said Nunes out, Gavashili in, and played Diaz in the center.
What? Why are people just? It's interesting, right? Who said that, RT?
That was Mark Foster.
Cool. So Mark, watch this. We would be looking at getting another left-sided. This is my opinion. We'll be looking at getting another left-sided winger because he plays more of a left-sided winger. He's not a forward, left-sided winger for Napoli. And in my opinion, we've already got Diaz that can play over that side and also Gakpo for that side. And don't get me wrong, we want to be bolstering our squad. We want to be getting premium first-team players. The player that is mentioned, I think he's 23 at the moment. His numbers are. Is his numbers going to be good enough to come to Liverpool?
I can't remember exactly what his numbers are, but I heard that they want about 80 mil for him, though.
Nah, man, that's it. I think in the last 2 seasons he's just scraped double figures. He's just scraped double figures in terms of goals, and not even double figures in terms of assists. So for me, we're going to be purchasing a player that's younger than Darwin Nunes, that has less stats than Darwin Nunes. I'm not very good with maths, but I'm not that guy. That's not going to work for me. So
I know you're not very good with maths, getting 50 million for Darwin Nunes. So.
You understand? So what I'm saying is, if they're saying instead of the player that they're speaking about for Napoli now, if you're saying that we keep our current squad and move Darwin Nunes on and we get Osimhen, then we can talk from Napoli, because that's a different conversation. But
he's not at Napoli.
We don't. No, he's on loan.
He's on loan,
in Turkey, but he's still employed by Napoli. So what I'm saying is, I don't think we need another left-sided forward. That's all I'm saying. I don't think we need another left-sided forward.
I hear you, but I think what he meant by that was trying to turn Diaz into the striker.
Okay, right, okay.
That's what he said, because that's what he's saying. Nunes out, Kashvili in, and Diaz playing the centre. So yeah, okay. That's what.
But you know that Kashvili is a left-sided winger, though. He plays the left. He don't play as a striker.
Yeah, no. Diaz played the striker.
Oh right, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, Diaz. Yeah. Play Harvey Elliott at the 10.
Yeah. Yeah, give him a chance, man.
No. He's played all right there. He's played all right there, to be fair. Mr. B then goes on to say that as much as Lewis don't stay central, he rotates with Gakpo, and then I think he means Salah there arrives centrally late.
It's nice. That's a, you know what it is, when those three connect, they connect like when Coxon was prime at Nottingham Carnival. Like you see when them dub plates used to be played and people used to love that music. That's how our front three, Gakpo, Diaz and Salah, they've got a beautiful combination up front at the moment, and it's working for us.
Okay, so London Vets Borders has come with one now. Jones and Harvey are not number 10. Both players couldn't get in City, United, Arsenal teams as a number 10.
Somebody's hacking our.
And then, as he said, it's heard that Harvey Elliott might be sold. Said he's not happy, or has these fraudulents he's guessing again, making up rumors. Yep.
Never know.
True.
Listen, see, Big Teach knows where I go on, man. Big Teach knows, man. Curtis Jones, Captain Ballfield. Trust this. Pause. See, you're supposed to put a pause, brother. A big pause.
Oh dear.
No joke though. No joke.
He's come back to his old ways, man. It's like, come on.
Serial. Trust me. 100%. 100%, mate.
But you know what?
Nice to have you on board, my bro.
It's mad.
Nah, definitely. He does. He kills. He reminds me of Emre Can. Another one. Love to feel up the ball too much. Pause. Love it.
But what's your right? Isn't footballer sometimes about being on the ball? It's football. You want to be on the ball, though, right? It's not athletics.
It's not 100.
It's not 100.
Not
It's not athletics.
You understand, Greg? The right time. I'm telling you, he's got super glue on his boots. I'm telling you. And it's not only that though. What's happened in the last two games is that he's getting caught on the ball as well. Now, especially yesterday, it was really showing. He's getting caught on the ball. Let the ball go, man. Let it go.
But do you think
let it go?
Do you think the other side of him, because of his own confidence, he's not afraid to be on the ball? And sometimes that could be a good thing, especially in the position that he's been asked to play in the number 10. Sorry. Sometimes he'll
arrogance.
I don't know. And you're a good person to obviously elaborate on that, Artie. But you know, in that number 10 position, sometimes he may be in a position where he's got two of the defenders on him, and if the opposition has got a number 6, so he's got 3 players around him as well. So sometimes you need that player that's got that confidence to be able to play in tight positions in order to try and dictate what they want to do with the ball afterwards. And that's what I was saying. Jones is kind of like Bovril to me, man. It's like, I don't know whether I like him. I don't know whether I dislike him. I don't know whether he should be at an advanced position. I don't know whether he's hit his ceiling. I don't know whether he's in a position to continue developing for us. I still don't know about Curtis Jones, but I still like him, and I don't know what it is I like about him. I have no idea.
No, because you know what it is. You probably like, because you can see that he has techers and that. You can see that he can play the game, but he needs coaching. He can play the game. He needs a football brain, though.
It's a split decision.
He's got the ability.
Yeah,
but it's up here.
You can see a man free, and you still got the ball at your feet.
Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Make it football. Like they say, football is a simple game. People make it hard by making bad decisions.
Yeah, sometimes I think he just wants to make himself look good on the ball. Sometimes.
That's what it looks like. Jones on the ball recently is like Wilder throwing no punches in boxing. Yeah.
Chris is making trouble, man.
Even London Vets Baller says that Jones is a number 10. And Mr. B, yep, we are aware that AC Milan have been linked with Darwin.
But Mr. B is coming to show to
liking tweets, linking him with them.
Yeah, Mr. B's come on the show to make trouble. And the reason why I say that is off here, there's conversations about the possibility of Marcus Rashford going to AC Milan on loan. And
Yeah,
if that's the case, then you'll probably be looking at what salary AC Milan are in a position to actually pay for to pay for Marcus Rashford if he goes on loan. So I think Rashford maybe at
well,
about
if he goes on
350.
loan, they've already stated they want Man United to pay the majority.
Right. Okay. All right.
Man
So
United got to pay a big chunk of that.
cool. So if that's the case, and I'm thinking, all right, Milan play a 4-3-3. So if Rashford, as an example, were to go to Milan, they've then got two options on the left-hand side of the forward position. So they've got, oh goodness, the Portuguese. Yeah, thank you. So they've got Diao. So if Marcus Rashford then goes, then they've got the double up, right? On the right-hand side, they primarily play Pulisic.
Yeah.
So if Diaz was to go there, then who's Milan's main striker?
Tammy
I'm
Abraham.
not too sure. Thank you. And even with that, Tammy came. You're right. Thank you. So Tammy came on as a sub when they played against Inter Milan in Saudi Arabia in the Super Cup, which is mad. They call it the EA, Sports. I know they call it the EA FC Sports. That's some madness. So they've got Tammy Abraham there. Well, we never know. We never know.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. Hold on. Thank you very much, Teach. Talking about Jones. Overconfidence turns him arrogant. Thank you very much. He needs the whole bench or back to the 23s. Yeah, knock him back into shape, yes. I think them few good performances went to his head, man. You understand? All of a sudden he thought, yeah, I'm the big Charlie Big Boys. You know what I mean? No. Naples want Chiesa.
No,
okay.
Not going back. I don't want Chiesa to go anywhere. He's played two. I think he's probably played 2 games for us. Look, if you bought a man for £1, even though it was £10 million, if you bought a man for £1, give him a chance. I know he had a series of injuries while he was at Juve. For whatever reason, he hasn't been given game time at Liverpool. But we've got a contract with him, which I know is not for a season. Let's see him develop. I don't wish for him to actually go out alone.
I don't want him to go.
I want to see him. Yeah, I want to see him.
Yeah,
I don't want him to go. I've seen
even his cameos.
He's got mad tech. The boy's got mad tickers.
I think he just needs time. This situation reminds me of when goodness, do you remember when Falcao got injured and he went to Manchester United and they were moving around trying to get him game time? This reminds me of Kaiser. I'm not too sure of the nature of his injury, but I want him to remain with us. He may be getting frustrated to do the game time, but if the coaching staff and Slot feel that he's not at the level that we expect, remember, we are elite. So if he's not at that level, then continue doing what you're doing, brother. We're going to need you. We're still in the reckoning of the Premier League. We're still in the Champions League. We still got the second leg of the
Carboa Cup.
Carling Cup, and then we're still in the FA Cup. Just remain there. Continue doing what you're doing, Kaiser. You're going to get your game time.
Oh, good evening, Paul Soccer. You made quite an entrance, didn't you, mate? Hey, Curtis Jones is trash. What's this like? He's useless. What an entrance. First comment, you know. The man, not even hello, gents. The first comment is Curtis Jones is trash. Wow. What's there to like? He's useless. Now, sorry, Paul, I'd have to disagree with you.
Yeah,
he ain't trash. He's not useless. The boy can play ball. He just needs good coaching, mate. That's what he needs. And I think Teacher's right. Give him a kick up the backside. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, Costa Boslai is ill. Not injured, he's just ill. So he's having to play at the moment. But even that, like you said, I would play Harvey. I'll play Harvey over him. You know what? Say, you know what? Hold some bench. You know what I mean? You might then buck up your ideas because it's cold out there. You don't want to be sitting on no bench. You understand? You might say, what? Brighton and Dortmund are interested in Elliot.
Right.
And he believes that Elliot would smash it at Dortmund just like Jude and Sancho did. Why?
Can see him doing something.
And Mark Foster says, sorry, Kaiser is another Thiago.
Yeah, who does Mark support? Mark, you're making trouble this year.
I mean, as long as he gives us a few games, some good goals, and that make a difference, yeah, let him just
look at Paul now. Look at Paul now. Look. Look at him now. Good evening, Paul. Good evening, mate. All right. Kaiser got to the end of the season so far. He's Aquilani, long lost son, $500,000, long lost brother. Oh my gosh.
Bad. Do you know? Sorry, and I don't know this question. All right, that's why I'm just asking. Was it one season that we purchased Chaser for, or did he have a longer period of time? Does anybody know at all?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I thought it was an actual purchase.
Yeah, I think no, it's a purchase. It's a purchase.
Purchase. Because like I'm going back to what I was saying.
Was it something like 8 million or something?
Yeah,
cool. So I'm thinking in terms I'm just speaking in football terms, not in everybody's terms, reality, normal people, but in football terms, £10 million in football terms is nothing. So as an example, even if he's not able to function this season, and I'm just saying hypothetically, if he had 3-season contract with us, right? Even if he wasn't able to, function this season for 10, 25 million, whatever we pay for him, he's still got next season just to try and develop as well. So for me, there's no rush. I wish for him to remain with us. That's just my opinion anyway.
No, I want him to stay. I want him to stay for now because like I said, I've seen certain parts of him playing football and I said, yeah, this boy's got techers. I want him to stay fit, get a little run around. I think if he can stay fit, he won't be a full starter for now, obviously, because he's on playing on the same side as Salah. So no Salah's with, but we've got loads of games where we're going to need him, and there will be games where he can start him. Understand? So yeah, there'll definitely be games for him to play, man. And then he might get a chance to prove himself and say, you know what? And even if he starts to show the form that I believe he's got, he can be pushing Salah. Mark reckons that it was 25 mil, and Chris reckons it's a 4-year contract.
Oh, but that's even better then. So for me, that's even more comforting then. So if he does have a 4-year contract, then no, you're not going out Napoli in January. And I think Kaiser's probably about 27 or something like that. So like what you were saying, Artie, you know what? Listen, dig yourself into training. With it, you can end up becoming a legend at Liverpool. There's no rush. Even if this season was your transition season to getting up to speed with the requirements of the Premier League, and then you come good next season, could be mad. Like the maddest scenario, crazy scenario, right? Salah leaves at the end of the season. Kaiser comes in and he becomes that guy. Hopefully that's his mentality. That's what I'm hoping in a crazy way. Yeah,
I would love that. I really would love that. Trust me, I really would. Okay, gents, let's move on to last night's game. Quite a bit to cover on that game. Yeah, that one really hurt my heart. So first and foremost, the question I'm going to ask you, I'm going to go with Preds first. Do you think, even I know it's a bit of hindsight now, but do you think that Slot started the right team?
Nah. I mean, one, we know, yes, 2 legs. We've just had a bad game at Man U. And you've got a chance to rotate a few of the players, give them some rest. And yeah, just, Elliot's there, wait in. You've got some other players you could have brought in. I would have brought in some of the youth players even just to do the same thing that they did last year. Just to get that rotation. But it's resting our main players that have been going on for how long? Gravenberch definitely needs a rest. Just let him rest for a little bit. Obviously, he'll rest he better rest on Saturday. But it's resting some of those players so they're ready for the next game, because Nottingham Forest ain't going to be a joke. So Yeah, it's just getting the right rotation, and I don't think he did it yesterday. I think he's getting a bit worried in terms of, all right, it's first season. Yes, we're top of the league, but this seems like the cup, an easy cup that I can win. So let me make sure that we win this by putting out the strongest team. But obviously it didn't work. So definitely need to rotate.
Okay. Before I move on to Stoney, right, I heard what you're saying that, you know what, normally you see, the Carrow Cup, but when you look at the four teams that say that ain't no easy cup to win.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You got Liverpool, Spuds, Arsenal, Newcastle. Any one of them that we get like in the second, it's not an easy cup to win, regardless. Stoney, do you think he put out the right team yesterday?
I was trying to think about the current squad that we've got available. So bearing in mind when Arne Slot came in, and for me, I just want to put out it's not an issue, by the way, right? So a lot of the young players that we had last year, this season were put out low, and I think it's brilliant. The guy they played, they trade XYZ. I think in terms of him being in the position to win his first silverware as being, the new elected manager for Liverpool, I think the squad was right, bearing in mind the players that we actually had available. So even if I'm thinking to my head, who do we have had on the bench? Konate was still coming back from injury. Diaz has played a lot of game time. We already had a conversation about Darwin Núñez. Trent, just having a little dip, a little flutter. And then we also know that Endo's having probably not has as much game time as he probably would have liked. So I think collectively, in terms of the squad, that was probably the best squad he probably could have put out, in my opinion. Going into the game against Tottenham. So when the team sheet was there, I thought, all right, brilliant. Ali's there. We know Trent wasn't started, but I'm confident with Bradley being there. We know Kwanzaa hasn't played much game time, but bearing in mind, Gomez was injured. Konate still coming back from injury. So if we think of it, Kwanzaa was only the player we could have really have played. We had Verge. Simicast is Simicast, right? And then we were speaking before about the positions of Mac 10 and Grav, Salah, Jones, Gakpo, and Jota. In my opinion, when that was there, I thought, all right, we're cool. We're getting into this something nice. So I was comfortable with the lineup when I saw it. And bearing in mind, if we think of the previous day, Arsenal fielded a full strength team, in my opinion, and so did Newcastle. And then Tottenham also fielded a full strength team against us. So is it both clubs still making sure they're respectful for this competition and also making sure that the managers are so close to winning some form of silverware? So I was happy at the beginning with the starting lineup for Liverpool. That's just my opinion.
Okay, before we move on, London Brawlers, yeah, thank you very much. I'm sure, I didn't remember those 25 mil. We bought him for 10 mil plus 2.5 in add-ons. That sounds better.
And that's even better. That's even better.
Yeah, that sounds better to me.
Yeah,
it does like what we were saying then. As what we were saying then, in it, RT, in terms of football, not real life. In terms of football, there are some youth team players that get moved from the under 18s or the under 21s or the under 23s for less than that. And for an elite club for Liverpool, signing a player for £10 million plus the add-ons, I would like to think that that's a good purchase for me personally.
Yeah, man, definitely. All right, so going back to what you lot was saying. So for me, yesterday, a lot of them players should have got a rest for me. Gravenberch shouldn't have started. Salah shouldn't have started for me as well. A few more players, but you should have brought in Harvey Elliott. Endo should have started. Tyler Morton should have started. Nooney should have come on, should have started for me as well. These guys, you start them, one thing they're going to give you is legs and hunger. And they're going to run their hearts out. And you know what? If it's not going too well, then later on you got your big guns on the bench, you bring them on. But these guys, they looked, Ryan Gravenberch and that, even though he was one of our better players yesterday, but he looks leggy, man. He's played basically every game, every minute of every game for us. Salah was trash. You know what I mean? And he finished the game, and you took off Gakpo. Like Gakpo looked like he was causing a few problems. You took off Gakpo. Take off Salah, man. What the heck? Salah was doing nothing. Curtis Jones, another one. Whack. Yeah, man, it was hard to watch, man. I really think you should have given them guys a game, man. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. Performance for me yesterday, it was hurtful. The first half was really bad, but you know what? I've been used to that now under the slot weight. And I'm like, don't worry. Second half, I know what we're about. Maybe we'll come out and it'll be different second half. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Referee Stoney, I'm coming to you, innit?
I'm just saying that I believe the referee, before we came on air, the one thing that we haven't done in this show is promote any brands. But before we came on air, RT was able to show us a brand of water that he had been drinking. So we don't need to display that.
High class water.
That is what I believe the ref was consuming before the game. What was actually quite interesting though, in this game, with the VAR, it was something that I've seen in the NFL. So any decisions that the ref saw, he was able to say over on the microphone.
So that was cool.
That was very interesting.
Yeah, I was surprised to hear it. I was like,
very interesting.
Don't bother with all that fancy gadgets now. Just get the decisions right.
Thank you. You understand what I'm saying? And
don't bother with all this gadget stuff.
I actually like that in a way. There was a lot that we can probably nitpick throughout the game in terms of whether what was a young Tottenham player, Bergvall, whether he should have remained on the game and whether Tsimikas was off the pitch when the goal was scored, XYZ. Listen, I'm just looking like this. I'm not really nitpicking. It was something. We went to the Tottenham Stadium. We should have got a result. I still believe that the game was as open as the Man United game. We didn't help ourselves. Even if you look at the first chance that Solanke scored, that was deemed offside. When they did a little thing with Trent, we could have been 2-0 down in that game. So for me, this is it. I think there's more pressure on Ange and there's more pressure on Tottenham. 1-0 means for me that we're still in the game. And when they come up to Anfield, there's going to be pressure. So I'm saying
100%.
Thank you for everybody for sharing and subscribing to the channel. But if there's any Tottenham supporters on the channel, I feel for you when it comes to Anfield because you're going to get the soul.
Now, Stoney, could you actually answer the question I asked you? Was it a sending off?
No.
Okay. And what's your reasoning behind it not being a sending off?
It wasn't a sending off. I think it's too light. I think the thing is, this is me. This is my personal opinion. I think sometimes in football we can be nitpicking. We could be looking at things in slow motion instead of real time. This is my opinion. Instead of real time. So even that incident when we're saying about the bird that should have been that they were saying should have got the second yellow card. I just don't think that second incident was a yellow card for him to be sent off. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Stoney, the first challenge was not a foul. The second one was a blatant foul and was a booking.
So the first, so you see what I'm trying to say?
Let me finish.
Okay.
I'm not saying he should have been sent off. I'm saying what happened was karma because the first one that he did get booked for is he shouldn't have been booked for.
And that's exactly why I'm saying to you, RT. The first one,
you said the second one.
No. What I'm saying is, in terms of the collective, in terms of you asked me in terms of being the match official. I agree with you. The first one wasn't, but the second one was. So if we're looking at and we're trying to balance it up, he should have remained on the pitch. The referee, in my opinion, made an error in the first
Massive,
the first
massive error.
situation. Massive.
Mm.
So that's what I'm saying.
And
That
can
player
you?
should have remained on the pitch.
But then can
And
you?
I love Liverpool.
Though, can you
Pardon
balance
me?
that when you've already
And you
made that?
shouldn't.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's exactly
And
what
you
he tried
shouldn't.
to do.
Thank you.
Craig,
And I
that's
agree with
exactly
you.
what he's tried to do. He's realised
Yeah.
he's messed up, so he's tried to even it up now by not sending him off
Yeah.
with a
But
worse
then-
tackle that was actually a yellow.
But then also, Liverpool are also at fault because we shouldn't be playing the game. We shouldn't be playing the game at the level of the match official. So I agree with you. Whether the match official made an error for the first offence for Tottenham midfielder, or whatever happened in the second offence, or when they scored when Tsimikas was off, we shouldn't be playing it down to the match official. We should
I
be
agree.
playing we should be playing our own game.
Yeah,
And that's the only reason why I will counteract to your question that you presented to me, Artie. We shouldn't be playing to Tottenham's level or what the match official. We know
that's
what's
why
happening.
I didn't even moan
How
about
do
it.
you see it, Preds?
I didn't even moan about it because at the end of the day, we weren't ready for it. We weren't ready for the Tsimikas is off. So who's covering his space? Who's helping out? So yeah, it was all our fault. It was down to us. We had to just play out.
And you know, the other thing, even if that's all right, and bearing in mind, I'm going to say this, I am not questioning Arne Slot's tactical approach for the game or the substitutions he's made, because we've seen it, I think, in 1 or 2 games, and I've seen it there, when Endo's actually played at centre-back. When Endo played at centre-back with Virgil, he was on the smoke. Tottenham saw this brother at centre-back and said, you know what? We are going for you. So even though Endo plays with the boxing gloves, mouth guard, they were going for him. He was the main person going for that. And even when the only thing that I was a little bit disheartened about it, and it was going over my head so much, RT, right? I think defensively, collectively, our squad is okay. But in this game we played, so we would have seen Verge would have been our main centre back. So Kwanzaa got injured. We knew before the game Gomez was injured, and we knew that Konate was coming back from injury, right? So then we played Endo at centre back, which he's played a few games, and even though he's not a centre back, I don't wish people to question him that he's an international, seasoned professional, right? But then we had to make the change to move Endo back into midfield and bring Konate on. And Craig said at the beginning of the game, it was clear that he had a strap on his legs, so he's not fully back, right?
Oh no, he did.
So So if there's any game that we're showing that defensively we have some frailties, it's clearly there. Tottenham raised their game to us. This is just my opinion. Solanke went for us. The way that he moved up Konate for the goal, that goal when they scored, the goal that was deemed when the youngster scored, he just too. Konate actually fell in my front, Ramina. They mash up my table, lick over stuff in my kitchen, everything. He shot my hand in my kitchen. So I'm saying these are
Billion, send him an invoice.
Yeah. Solanke gave him the smoke. He sent him to shop with no money. So what do we do on that? Pause.
It was 4 goals to give away. In the fact that what happened was Virgil followed Konate across as well and left the gap when really he should have just left Konate one-on-one with Solanke, and Virgil should have just held his position in the middle. To be fair, he would have then been in a position to either block the ball from getting to Dragwell or block Dragwell's shot.
And you know what? I'm glad you made that assessment.
Him out like he's going to the left back position as well.
But you know what's good about that assessment then? Was it something then where, because of Konate's injury, he probably thought then he needs double up to support him, or then he probably thought that he's in a position to support Konate and then get back to his original position. Either way, Tottenham reached us and they scored. Yeah, but you know what the bigger picture is one goal. They need to come back to Anfield. Our do they have the mentality to actually make sure they come out with a result? And you know what my answer is? No.
No,
They
that's
don't.
well, that's one good thing I said. I said to myself,
We are
well,
meeting Newcastle in
back
the
to
final.
Anfield, it's peak.
Yeah.
It's peak for
We're
them.
meeting Newcastle in the final.
Slot always takes off Gakpo. Did you just say we're meeting Arsenal in the final?
No, sorry, Newcastle. Newcastle.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Oh, we meet Newcastle in the final.
Of course. He said it was pointless. Even fans in the stadium knew it was offside on Solanke before the referee spoke.
It was tight though.
Stoney being a true politician, therefore before his speech, before answering the question. Yep.
Chris is always making trouble, you know. Chris is always making trouble.
Not only Chris, Mark's on it as well. Stoney, was you wearing your glasses? That was a sending off.
No, it wasn't. You see the beautiful thing about this show. The beautiful thing about Cop Talk is RT, rightly so, is always going to be.
First one wasn't yellow.
Okay.
The second one was. Yep.
Okay. The beautiful thing about this show is we all love Liverpool. We're all historians, but sometimes you just have to be rational. And the thing is, similarly, if I see something that my opinion is different, you guys can come and bash me. I don't mind, you know. I got my family. I'll lock off from social media. But if I feel something, then I'm going to say it, man.
No one ain't bashing you, bro. Trust me. Trust me, bro. Trust me. Yeah. Trust me, bro. You're good. You're good.
Oh my days. Yeah.
He did have a good game, though, the Tottenham player.
No, he did.
I thought their keeper was actually tiny. And when he kept popping them balls over to the left over, I was like, where did we get this guy from? Okay.
The save from Darwin as well.
Yeah.
Big boy save, man. Big boy save. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
And that was a late purchase as well. I think it was saying that he purchased him on Sunday. So even that, I wonder how much then that.
It was 12.
I wonder how much that galvanized the Tottenham team and the Tottenham defense to see that you've got a new player that possibly hasn't trained much, and you see a young player, goalkeeper, come with that much confidence. That must have lifted him as much, because I was thinking to myself, we did have a number of corners, and I was thinking, let's rough up this goalkeeper, and it never ever happened because he seemed to be able to command his area. So I don't know.
Yeah, so that's what I heard as well, is that Akwanza was actually ill. It wasn't an injury. He was ill.
Klopp, he went ill. He was playing Call of Duty. He went ill. He was up late playing quad. Let's not stick up for these players, man.
EW says semi-finals are always tight and sometimes unexpected results happen too. I'm confident still in the second leg because it's just going to be Spursy for them. Yeah, very true. Brother O, nice of you to join us, Brother O. How you doing? Nice to have you on board, sir. Although it wasn't our best performance against Spurs, I do believe we're going to thump them up in the return leg, just like we did Palace back in 2001. So
wow,
about historians,
brother O Samson's got some age on him, then, isn't it? We're all young on this show, you know. We're like only just busting out of our teenagers in teenage years. I don't
years ago, I was about 23 years ago. Why are you laughing, Creds? I don't understand why you're laughing, bro.
That was the funniest thing I heard all night, boy.
Mark said Endo and Trent at the back, and I was not very comfortable with it. I personally don't think both teams were great, in my opinion, but Spurs scored the goal. Fair play. Was an awful game. I put it down to us more than Spurs, in my opinion. Yeah, damn right. Damn right. We have to own that. We have to own that, man. Trust me. But also, like I said, I believe management play. You need fresh legs, man. You need legs out there. And these guys are giving their all to get us to where we are so far, and they need a rest. There was always talk about the team that we had on the clock. They're going to suffer because of the high intensity that we played at. That high press, you know what I mean? The work that we put in, we was going to suffer. We are going to suffer a different kind of fatigue now because we're not so high intensity press, but we're playing the same players every game. Can't work.
Yeah.
Can't work. You need to give guys a rest, man. You definitely need to give them a rest. 100% need to give them a rest. So, gentlemen, Accrington Stanley, who are they?
Exactly.
Creds, what's your starting lineup for Accrington Stanley?
Kelleher, Kwanzaa if he's fit. Who's going to partner him is the question, because we don't really want Verge on there. Don't really want Canate. He's still coming back. I mean, you may give him a run out just to get him fit. We'll see. You can have Simicast again, because then I'd leave Robertson to come back for Nottingham Forest. Right back, I'd put Trent in. I'd put Trent in. Yeah, let him play. Let him look like a world beater. Yeah, let him. Yeah, I'd put Trent in. So yeah, let him have that. Midfield, Endo. I'd put Endo back in. Szoboszlai will probably be fit then, so maybe just give him a little bit of a run out. Who else have we got? Definitely. See, the thing is, Elliot's probably. See, I'll probably put Chiesa and Elliot in. So yeah, no Mo. Put Elliot in. One more in the mid. Who else is there? I mean, may probably go with Morton
if he's fit. Someone in the comments earlier, I saw that they put that they think that Morton might be injured.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if he's fit in, if not, where does young boy play?
Nooney could play midfield.
Yeah. So yeah, put him in. Then left side. You might have one of the big boys in. So
isn't that Elliot and Chiesa left and right?
Nah, Chiesa right. I'd put Elliot 10.
Oh, in the middle. Okay.
So Chiesa right side, yeah, and then left side. So I've got no one in the center. I'd put Nunes. This is his time to shine. Put up that money. You know what I mean? In the middle, you need to score. If you're not scoring in that game, bro, I don't know what to do. And then yeah, left side, maybe put in Diaz. I'm not sure, or one of the young boys. Find one of the young boys, but yeah, that'd be my squad.
Okay. Oh, what's brother O said? Vincent and I were the same year at school. That's all I'm saying. Yo, brother O, don't out me on here, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. I've got a button here that bans people, you know. Trust me. Tony. Oh, sorry. And before you say that, so before you say your sword, Stoney, Foster saying I'm playing Dan's. That's for sure.
You know what? Yeah, I mean, because I haven't seen him anywhere kind of near the squad, I just thought he might be on loan or something like that. But yeah, I'll definitely have him in somewhere.
Okay.
So then maybe I put Dan's in the middle and then put Nunes on the left.
Okay. Stoney.
First of all, before I say anything, I just want to say shout out to Chris Welsh. I think before we broke up for the festive period, we spoke about Carlisle United playing against Accrington Stanley out there in League Two. And Chris, you guys came good. Harrison and Armstrong. Chris, you guys came out winning 2-1. So shout out to you guys. Oh, he's talking about Accrington Stanley. This and I was poking
against Accrington, bottom of the league.
I'm telling you, do you know
Carlisle somehow beat them?
Yeah, literally. So that was literally scraping the barrel. You know, like when you eat cornmeal porridge with your fingernails. That's what that game was like. You never had no spoon, no nothing. It was dire. Chris, you will actually have to admit that to me. Scraping the barrel. But similar to what Craig was saying, I think going into this game against Accrington Stanley, I think still let's show some still level of respect. So I'm thinking, well, Gallagher's still got some minor injury. I think that's why Ali actually played. Yeah, so I'm sure they said that he's got an injury in there. I don't know whether he's unwell or he's got an injury at the moment. So I wouldn't mind seeing Yaros playing goal for us. against Accrington
Yeah.
Stanley. Yeah,
100%.
I wouldn't mind that. It's an interesting one with here as well. I think if Kwanzaa is not injured, it would be good to see Kwanzaa play at centre back. Let Connor play at right back. Give Simicast a run out as well. Is Reece Williams still with us? He's still with us at the moment, isn't he?
No, he's out on loan.
He's gone out on loan.
Yeah.
Right, cool. So it'll be interesting to see what other midfield player actually plays there. Whether somebody comes in from under 23s. Let Harvey play midfield with us. Let Endo play midfield with us as a 2. And then up front, Jota still needs a bit of game time. Darwin needs game time, and so does Kaiser as well. And then we leave whoever we need to see on the bench. But yeah, let them boys get up there. Look, let's still have respect, regardless of whether it's Accrington Stanley down in League Two. We're going to be on BBC One from 11:30. So yeah, let's get them boys in and let them get some game time. But I want Kaiser to play whole 90 minutes.
Yeah.
To play. Yeah.
Oh, listen, I want basically if he could rest. I want him to if he could change the whole 11. I wish he could. To be fair. You understand? And a club our size, we should be able to do that.
But bearing in mind what I was saying as well, RT, there's so many of our, like last season we had so many of our, so many of our young players that I'm just giving an example where playing Villa, and all of the latter games in the cup games, a lot of those players actually got out on loan now. So in terms of them being in our under 23s, which is our academy squad, or under 21s, a lot of them are going out on loan. So it'll be interesting to see what players remain there. And, and in terms of what we'll field against Accrington Stanley. Don't be disrespectful. I know we're a big boy team, but crazy things have happened in football,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Don't underestimate them, but
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I believe if them players go out there and play to their ability, we win the game.
Thank you.
And they put in the effort, we win the game. Simple as that. That's all you need to do. Play to your ability, you'll win the game. Well, where is the game?
Pardon me?
Where is the
game? Against who?
Against Accrington.
It's
at Anfield.
Yeah.
We win the game. We win the game.
Yeah, but we still need to be respectful. So
Professional.
Quarter past 12 on Saturday. So yeah, we'll do that. It will be good to see, for me, it will be good to see the squad players play effectively under how Arne Slot would like us to play. That's what I'd like to see, that image of how he's got us currently playing. It would be good to see the players that come into the squad to see how they function. That's what I'm actually looking forward to.
Yeah, I want the players to get a good rest because as Prez mentioned earlier, for real, we got a big one coming up, which is Nottingham Forest. That is a massive game right now.
Must win.
Massive game right now. It is. I must say, you know what? Hats off to Nuno. And you know what? You see teams like that. I love teams like that because they don't have no superstar players. It's the team. I love things like that.
Yeah.
And you know what? They are the hardest people to beat because it's a whole team. They're not relying on this one guy. It's a whole team effort. And I love that. I must say, I've always liked that.
Yeah.
Big shouts goes out to them, man. Big shouts. Wow. CW says 5-0 Liverpool with any team, even the dinner ladies.
Nah, don't do that. Chris, don't do that because he didn't even put pressure on us.
Brother O says, I rate Dan's highly. Definitely should get a run in the next game. Jota, so to start, obviously, though. Yeah, Jota looked a bit rusty the other night as well.
True that.
He needs a game time. But it's true, you know what? I like Dan's as well. He needs some game time, man. We can rest players in certain games. Arsenal, on the other hand, have to play strongest team in all games now. they will fall
But,
away.
but you know, the thing is, Chris, Arsenal are a little club, so that's what the difference is.
They're what?
They originally Arsenal are a little club, so that's what the difference is.
Oh,
Different.
yeah.
They're originally from South London, so that's what the difference is with Arsenal.
Who have they got?
They got Man
I
United.
don't know.
Oh,
Arsenal got Man United.
Little man team.
Forest remind me of 2016 Leicester. Not exciting games, but they work hard, efficient, and very good defensively at
yeah,
times.
defensively they're like,
Good team.
But
yeah.
they know what they still play a good bit of ball, you know.
Yeah,
Mm.
they do.
I ain't gonna lie, they still play some decent footy. I
Mm.
ain't gonna lie. So before we go, gentlemen, we're gonna visit some other business, any AOB, before we go. And I'm gonna quickly start with Daesh has been sacked. Breaking news.
Yeah. What was it? What was it? 3 hours before the game, Liberties.
And then they went and won 2-0.
Yeah. That is
with Leighton Baines in charge.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
But they're looking at bringing back David Moyes. Isn't he just another Daesh though?
Yeah.
Doesn't play. He's
not going to get them scoring, is he?
Do you know what's quite interesting about that, RT? So similar to you guys, deep into my work, my career, everything like that. So jumped on the TV managing out from work earlier today. Put it on. So I see Dice has been removed. Potter has been appointed at West Ham. The thing with the Everton, which fascinates me, is they've got this amazing stadium. I'm going to put it out there. They've got this amazing stadium. In order for them to move into this stadium for next season, ideally they want to be in the Premiership. Even if Dyche ended up just below the relegation, right? I think that's hats off to their brother. What he's actually done at Everton is an absolute madness. Guess what? They may not be winning games, but you're not going to play against Everton and think you're going to get a result. You're happy if you get a draw. So why on earth would you remove somebody with that experience and knowledge to keep you up in the Premiership? I don't know who they're thinking about getting, appointed. That's a madness. I think that was one of the craziest things I've seen in football.
Yeah, exactly.
Craziness.
I don't get
Crazy.
it.
But do you know the other thing as well? I wonder if, because we've got the transfer window open, I wonder if the owners, whoever the hierarchy, have mentioned that some of the players that he was dependent on. I'm just giving an example. Is there centre back? Is it Braithwaite?
Yeah.
Braithwaite.
I
wonder. Braithwaite, brilliant. So I wonder if there's been bids for this young player or other players, and he's probably said, "Listen, you're asking me to do a job to keep you up, and you're going to be moving on these players. I'm not having it." I wonder if it's to do with that, because the way that he's got this team functioning, you got Ashley Young is about like 1,200 years old, right? And this brother is still playing effective football. How on earth does that work? Like, come on. Ashley Young's in my fantasy league. Pickford's in my league. All right, they may not be scoring goals.
But Artie,
I'm hiding you. You see when we come off it, do me a favor, Artie. Go to our fantasy league and look where I am above you, bro. Look at Pickford.
I've not been paying attention to my team. I've been too busy. I've not been paying attention to my team. I know CW had something to say. Look, Derek Brentford, he came through Carlisle youth system and first team.
He's a brilliant player.
No, he is.
He's a brilliant player. So I wonder if there's been some dialogue with Dyche in terms of players moving on, and he said he's going to cut it. Because prior to the show party, I was looking at in terms of the revenue that, even though Everton are in the position they have, they've actually made a profit this season, Because if you think of it,
that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, Godfrey obviously moved on. I think they got 10 mil for Godfrey when he moved on. They've actually made a profit. Not many Premier teams have actually made a profit. And look at the position they're in. What they're actually currently doing is actually quite outstanding. So, like when that news came through, yes, we had a rivalry against Everton, but it's like, goodness, do you not wish to stay up in the Premiership to move into your amazing stadium for next season? You're going to tarnish that. What manager is going to come in? You're going to try to get some manager. You're trying to fight relegation, and you're probably going to bring in some expansive managers to play some nice football. Brother, you're going down. You're going to have a nice. You're going to have
But
the
they haven't.
nicest stadium
They haven't.
in the
They've got
Championship.
David Moyes. He doesn't play expensive football.
That's bananas.
That's who they look. Well, that's who they're looking at. Sorry, yeah, that's who they're looking at. All right, next one is we're talking about is Lopetegui.
Yeah, I mean,
Potter in.
I think that's going to work well for them. To be fair, I think it's going to work well for them. I mean, Lopetegui wasn't
some decent players.
Decent players, but I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with that team. Like, I always knew we was going to beat them, even with Jared Bowen there. You know what I mean? One play, all right, and obviously kudos as well. Other than those two, I'm not worried.
All right, when he decides to perform Paqueta as well, he's got Tekers.
Yeah, true.
West Ham is dead.
But you know what? They don't have a striker.
Yeah, but West Ham. But I'm not too sure they got the young. So you got the player from, is it Fulker?
He's looking to go. They just mentioned on Sky Sports News that he's looking to go.
Brilliant. So then if you think of it like that, and I'm actually saying this quite respectfully, right? West Ham have dead players apart from Kudos. Tell me and Paqueta. Tell me a player that shines in West Ham. But bearing in mind, Bowen is out. Bowen is out for, you know, say a period of time. West Ham are dead food.
That's right. They're dead food. They could go down like a stone in water right now.
Yeah.
It's not going to be good.
Good appointment. I'm happy for Potter. I actually thought Chelsea were involved in Potter from before XYZ. That would be a good appointment. I think he's a good manager, but West Ham, they just play some odd football at the moment, man.
Yeah.
So,
all right, another part of any other business. Are we going to sign anybody in January?
No.
Yeah, I don't see us signing anyone.
I think it's going to be at the end of the season.
Yeah, or if we do, is someone under the radar, someone that's, and when I say under the radar, someone we probably ain't even heard of, some kind of low key, no name that they've got stats on that they think is going to do like chance creation, all that kind of stuff. You know, they'll do their money ball thing, bring someone in, and yeah, we'll see whether it's happening. But other than that, it's not going to happen. Don't even, like I was saying earlier to Artie, I don't even know if we're going to sign our own players, let alone, you know. So I don't know.
Right now, gentlemen, we are linked with a bag of players. Zubamendi as well. I know he's linked with City want him as well. A player from Napoli, Chile as well. We're linked with him. We're linked with so many players right now. It's unbelievable. And I think you're right. I don't think we get any of them in Jan. Even though I won't mind if we could get 2 players in. I reckon that could help us a lot. Even if we could get a couple loan players in, to be fair.
Do you lot think if Zubamendi goes to Man City, that is a flop for us? Because I'm like, you know, he rejected us and then he's somewhere else.
Great.
Yeah, but you know what? No, but it's no. All right, listen, it is and it isn't. But here, what he rejected us, realize he's messed up. Now he wants to go. He wants to leave there. But if we're not putting the effort in to get him
again,
then go wherever you please, isn't it? That's up to you. And right now, obviously, Man City are crying out. They're desperate. So I don't really see it as a kick in the face for us because it's not like we're going back in for him hard. If we went back in for him hard and then he chose somewhere else, then I'd say, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But right now, I don't really see it, to be fair.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. That Zubamendi situation was, I don't know, sometimes I just think if we're linked with players and the package seems to be right. If they don't come to us, then bun them. So like Zubimendi had the opportunity to come to us. For whatever reason, he went to say that at Real Sociedad, bun him. It just reminds me. I remember years ago when we were linked to Lee Bowyer, and Lee Bowyer had the opportunity to come to us.
God.
Yeah, Lee Bowyer had the opportunity to come to us, and he was carrying on some Margaman business.
I'm glad, bro. I'm glad.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
and it's like I'm thinking, well, you've had the opportunity to be linked with an elite club, and for whatever reason you chose not to, then you messed up in your career. So I think for me at this current stage, I'm only speaking about this specific player in Zubimendi. You had the opportunity to come to us. I know one of the factors you said he's a young family, and all of these things I respect, right? Young family, XYZ, his partner wasn't sure about making the transition from coming to Spain over to England. That's fine, but you know what?
She needs to hush her Clark because she's
thank you. Thank you. Her piece would have been nice. So
just
for
jump
me,
on the plane and come and pick the house.
Thank you.
You
Your bridges are now burnt. You see, anytime Zubimendi comes to Liverpool, I want everybody to boo him like loud. So let him go to Man City anyway. Man City are done as well. They like Arsenal. They're done out here, man.
CW says loans. Are we bloody cash converters? No, CW. It's not that. I'm saying rather than you listen right now. January. We're not January is about. If you want a player in January, clubs are still in competitions. They don't want to let people go. It's the business end of the season now. They're going to hold you to ransom for players. Number one, or what you do is you just get a loan in to tide you over until you're ready to spend your cash in the summer. That's all. It's not about being cheap. It's about being smart. You get the player on loan. If he works out, then you might say, you know what, I'll actually buy him. If he doesn't, then it's all right. I've not really paid nothing. All I've done is paid his wages. Simple. You know what I mean? Simple business, man.
And Chris, I got some good PlayStation 4 games from Cash Converters. Like I paid £1, like I want £1.50. I got some good games at Cash Converters for some good prices.
Quality games from there, bro. For both my PlayStation and Xbox. Don't mess about. You think I'm going to buy them games brand new for £70 on a pound? Are you mad? Come on. And then what? I hardly get to play them because I'm like this. Are you crazy, bro? I'll go and get them for a score a little later. You're mad. Yeah, later. Loaded with them. Okay, gentlemen. Predictions quickly for the Accrington Stanley game. Before we go. Score. Stoney, I don't think Stoney, I think he's got in 3 years, I think he's got one score right.
I don't think I got one.
And he's also lost the pinky to me as well.
I do say
Go on, you go.
I think, I'm going to be honest. As long as we win 2-0, I'll be happy. We're looking for a result. Yeah, we're looking for a result. I'll be happy with 2-0, but I'll be happy that we got a good performance. So 2-0 at home, I'll be happy with.
Okay. Oh, here we go. CW says that's the one you got Arsenal right. 2-0 in the FA Cup.
Okay.
That was the one you got right, Stoney. For real. Yes, he's right.
Is it?
Yes, he's right. Yes, he's right.
I remember now. Chris is a stalker. I'm going to put my blinds. I'm still Chris is outside my house.
I'm telling you, bro. Creds, score.
4-0.
Yeah, that you know what? That's what I'm getting. I'm going with 4-0.
Yeah.
I'm going with 4-0. I might even have to go and put a money on that, man. 4-0. Okay. People. I must say thank you very much for joining us back on our first show back in 2025. Please do share the word, hit the like, and subscribe. And now we will be now that we're back. That's it, right? We're back up and running again. So yeah, every Thursday, 10 o'clock. Only one place to be. It's all about YouTube, yeah. 10 o'clock. You know what to do, peoples. So Creds, my brother, good night. Thanks for joining us.
No problem.
As usual, the politician.
No, listen, I just it's good to be back. I think look, it's good that Creds has obviously joined the panel as well. I'm just going to be saying, look at the background. Creds has got the piano at the back, like and Anthony Hamilton. I know he's been singing before we came on show. He was singing. He's peed up. Look at the background, and this is what he's saying. Man, this is coming with the big P's to come and join the show. Thank you, sir. Thank you for welcoming and joining the show for 2020.
Yeah, man.
We appreciate that, and you're always welcome. Always welcome. Mad love.